Mm-mm-mm. Tonight is that night, y'all. Not y'all girl Lizzo being in the wrong. Not y'all girl Lizzo being in the wrong. Let's get into it without further ado on Chelsea's Live Line. Welcome to another episode of Chelsea's Live Line. It's so great seeing y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all for being here. I thank y'all, especially the early birds who showed up, or the early live liners. Y'all was in that line early trying to make sure y'all get here for this episode tonight. It's going to be an interesting one because y'all girl Lizzo has done it again. I'm not here to fat shame because, for one, for those who know me or those who have took a look at my channel, you guys have known that I was overweight. I was obese at one point in my life. So I'm coming to this and talking about this conversation from a different perspective, knowing that I once was obese, knowing that I never disrespected anybody for their size because I was there at one point in time. But it comes a point in time where you cannot be saying you are one thing and then you are acting like another. That's why I have a problem with. You were literally crying 2 years ago. We got the receipts. You were crying 2 years ago about the fact that there were people talking about you and your size. But it sounds like you've been doing more than just fat shaming. You've been also harassing folks, and we're going to call it out tonight. And I never really have given Lizzo much, I never given Lizzo much play on my channel because ignorance really doesn't get a lot of attention on this channel. But I'm going to call it out today because this is surviving Lizzo. So let me get into the verse of the day, which is coming from Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. It's a verse that a lot of people like to say, especially when they know they have done wrong. They like to say, do not judge or you too will be judged. But let me tell you here today on Chelsea's Live Line, I have no problem being judged. You know why? Because I want somebody to correct me when I'm doing wrong. I want somebody to do that to me because otherwise, how am I growing as an individual? Not just mentally, but also spiritually. That's why I say, call me out on my bull, but I have to say hell no to Lizzo. I have to say that because how dare you come on and be on here crying with these fake tears, knowing that behind the scenes you are treating the people who are working for you like slaves in a sense because you are controlling them. Even though they had their own way of getting out of this situation, which I'm going to talk about in a second. What I want to do, and shout out to Mona as well. I see her Auntie Carolyn Chavis, my bro Dre, and a few others in the chat, Kojak as well. But shout out to Mona. Yeah, she said, please hit that like button. She said, it's the beauty and the glow for me. I appreciate you, sis. Look, you talking about the glow. You know you be shining yourself. So thank you so much for being here. Yes, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's do a recap. Let's look at Mona. Here we go. I'm talking about Mona. But let's look at Lizzo, honey. Or should we call her Melissa Jefferson, which is her government name, because she actually comes from Detroit. She hails from our city. Y'all, this is a L. This is a L that we really can't come back from, unfortunately. It is what it is at the end of the day, but what I'll do is get started with this video she made on her Instagram Live, and she was talking about how people were judging her, and then we'll look at the accusations, right? Because we don't know anything to be true yet. But since we hear accusations from her former dance members on her squad, right? They're talking about sexual harassment charges and things of that nature that are going on. Let's get hip to this. Let's watch what Lizzo had to say 2 years ago when people were shaming her because of her size.
But on the days I feel like I should be the happiest, I feel so down. Like, I worked so hard. I've been working triple time, like quadruple time. It's like doing like 12 hours a day of promos and interviews, doing studio, going to the studio with a fucking root canal, gotten a root canal twice and gone to the studio and recorded music, wrote songs. I'm in rehearsal. I'm filming every single day. Shooting documentary. I'm still writing music. Shooting music videos and promo and photo shoots. I'm putting so much loving energy into the world.
Loving energy. Okay, man.
And bro, sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back.
Read between the lies, y'all. Read between the lies. Not the lines, but the lies on some of the stuff. I'm saying I would never get on the internet while we mute her in these tears. I would never get on the internet and just get on here crying, y'all. I wouldn't get to that point. It's got to be something better we can
put into the world. You're still going to have people who have something mean to say about you. And for the most part, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't care. I just think when I'm working this hard, my tolerance gets lower. My patience is lower. I'm more sensitive. And it gets to me. There's so many people who love rumors. And I'm so happy. I really am. Because we worked hard, and I know that this hard work is paid off. Cardi B worked her fucking ass on. Atlantic worked their asses off. My team, Team Lizzo, we went hard. I'm grateful. I just feel like I'm seeing negativity directed towards me in the most weirdest way. Like, people saying shit about me that just doesn't even make sense. It's fat phobic. And it's racist and it's hurtful. If you don't like my music, cool. If you don't like Rumors the song, cool. But a lot of people don't like me because of the way I look. And I'm like, anyways, y'all, I'm just having one of those days where I don't have no time. I don't got no time to chill. I don't got time to see my family. I don't got no fucking friends. All my friends work with me. Outside of work, you know. I mean, I got like 3 friends outside of work and they don't even live in LA.
Let me get it right here. All right, man, we're going to cut this out because at the end of the day, the main reason I wanted to show y'all this is because y'all going to get something similar to this. Let's say in a couple of days when Lizzo decides to talk about how she's being the victim of her dancers. And that's why I'm going to share my screen real quick because I want to talk to y'all about what's really going on. If y'all didn't hear about it already, because, yeah, the internet streets, we be talking over here. So let's get into it and talk about what is going on because her former dancers are basically saying that she was harassing them, sexual harassment, having them do things that they didn't feel comfortable doing, all at the expense of being a dancer for her, right? So 2 ladies here, Ariana and Crystal, 24 and 26 respectively, were talking about how she was being body shaming. She was doing the body shaming. Lizzo, I can't understand that. I can't understand how when you should be ashamed of yourself that you don't have a shape, you over here body shaming other folks instead of getting yourself together. We cannot be out here judging folks like she's doing when you got stuff to work on. We all got stuff to work on. I'm just calling it out. I told you you can judge me. So that's already been stated. But I'm saying here that She's over here disrespecting the people who work for her, who help bring her money, and all at the expense of what? What you got going on so good that people, I don't know, honey. I don't want to get into it too much because they'd be like, cancel Chelsea, but I don't even care. I'm just trying to figure out, why do you think it's acceptable? Why do you think it's acceptable to do what you do when you know you downright, you got too much confidence? I wish I had some of the confidence that she had, for real, because just going out here, y'all saw the thumbnail, cheeks out, I wear it out, don't care. And this is not giving shape. It's giving, I need shapewear. It's giving, I don't know why you decided to wear this outside the house. Why you decided to take a picture of that and post some of these pictures on the internet that we see. It's not acceptable, small or big. You already know I go in on anybody who's out here disrespecting themselves, okay? Lamona's like, say what you need to say. We got your back. Exactly. Thank you. Seriously, though, I'm just saying that you have so many resources out here that it's no reason for you to be on the internet crying, talking about how people are calling you names. You knew that came with the industry, and if you didn't need to sign up for it. You have to have tough skin with this industry, and I think you have that tough skin. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but I think you have that tough skin enough to, look, deal with what's going on. And it's so funny you can get on here crying about how people are treating you, but behind the scenes, people are now exposing you, talking about how you are body shaming folks. What? Like, what's the weight limit on the dancers when you out here on max capacity? I don't understand that. That's not acceptable. That's not cool. And the dancers are suing you as a result of that. So I'm gonna get into it. And I see BT in the chat. I appreciate you for being here. But yeah, she's body positivity for the world, but they want to be body negativity for her dancers. Make that make sense. She was fat shamed. This girl here was fat shamed. These women here were fat shamed by Melissa. Ain't that crazy, Melissa? You have the nerve. You have the nerve to fat shame somebody. I just don't understand that. Like Mona was saying, that's like calling the kettle black, right? Right? It's the pot calling the kettle black. Exactly. Doesn't make sense at all. And I see you almond eyes as well. I just don't understand. They said how they were pressured, right? So two of her dancers, Davis and Williams, were both contestants on this reality show that, what's her name? Melissa Jefferson, aka Lizzo. She had a show called Watch Out for the Big Girls. Watch out for the big girls. And they were also accused of drinking on the job and all of this stuff, right? Regardless of that, they were saying how one of the girls was saying how she was forced to touch the breast of a nude performer because Lizzo was basically having everybody chant out the girl's name, right? Just so she could be able to touch somebody's breast against her will. I don't care how much you chant my name. It's called, at the end of the day, you can tell me what to do, but that don't mean I got to do it. You know why? Because I have respect for myself. But there ain't that much money in the world that's going to make me lose my dignity. For nobody. I'm not doing that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all want to sue this girl. I understand y'all want to sue her, but at the same time, y'all were fools before this story came out. Y'all were fools before this story came out. You know why? Because it's just certain things I'm not going to do for money. It ain't that serious. And I saw on the girls' pages, I went on their pages just to see what was going on Instagram. And I saw it where some people are telling them that, hey, I hope you don't think you're going to get any more gigs after this because you ratting out Lizzo is going to mess you up in the long term. But I don't like how people are talking about how people are ratting people out. That's not ratting people out. It's just telling you the truth. And I think that more people who are victims need to come out, whether it's sexual harassment like we dealing with Lizzo here, the fat shaming, call it out. Call these people out. I don't care how big you are in the industry, big you are physically and in the industry. It shouldn't equate to you getting away with murder. It really shouldn't. And shout out to Messy Mashawn. I see you in the chat as well. Thank you for being here. Yes, this is an interesting one to say the least, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to say, if Lizzo is in the wrong, she's in the wrong, call her out. It's not wrong of us to call her out because they think we just shaming her because of her weight. I'm not doing that. Once again, I was a big girl, over 220 pounds and lost weight, right? And trying to maintain. So I know what time it is. I can talk about her and not talk about her weight. I'm talking about her mentality. I'm talking about the fact that she thinks she can do whatever she wants and get away with it because she'll pull that card talking about y'all fat shaming me, y'all, or fat phobics, this and that. Nah, I'm bull phobics. I'm not for the bull. And I don't think anybody else in this chat is for it as well. So let's call it out the way it should be called out. That's it. So We judging you over here, Lizzo. That's the first thing. And they also talking about that sexual harassment because in one of the parts of the show or something was going on, they were mentioning about how there would be people who would put bananas inside of their private parts as women, and Lizzo would have these dancers. I'm gonna come back to the main screen here. Lizzo would have these dancers eat the bananas out of these people's private parts, y'all. I'm telling y'all this here because this is what I heard. It don't make no sense. It don't sound right, and it's not right. That's what's been going on. So why y'all want to talk about, oh, we fat shaming her? No, we're calling out the facts as they are. And there are predators as men, just like there are predators and women, just like there are predators and men at the end of the day. Yep. So that's what's going on with Lizzo. Yep. And I'm not a fan of hers. I heard some of her songs before, but I'm not a fan of any woman that's out here losing their dignity for the love of money. Going out here wearing these outfits that I don't know who created for you to go ahead and shake your butt on TV, but since you got a flute, you so intelligent. No, I'm gonna have to call it out like it is. Just gonna have to do that. At the end of the day, Lizzo, until you work on yourself, who are you to call out anybody else? Who are you to call anybody else? Banana splits. Seriously, like what? It just doesn't make any sense. And when I heard this, I said, oh, we got to talk about this today because she shouldn't be getting away with murder just because she thinks she has the fat privilege. That's what you can call that, like fat privilege. It is what it is. That's y'all girl. I've never been a fan. I just never been a fan of her because I just don't think it's acceptable to really ruin the black women image. We already got so much going on with Sukihana, if that's how you pronounce her name, and other women out here, or females, who are ruining our image on a daily basis. But here you go. Now you got these lawsuits against you. I'm not about to be taken up for you. I just can't do it. And other women, such as Beyonce, for example, Beyonce had a song where she was paying homage to different black women. And during her recent concert, she actually she muted herself as it relates to saying Lizzo's name out loud. So she literally just didn't say anything because she don't want to be a part of that either. I'm telling you, you have to be careful who you associate yourself with. That's the moral of the story. But ladies, I hope that these women, y'all not lying. That's the first thing I hope, because you coming out with these accusations, but I don't care about any job. If somebody mistreating me, abusing me, I'm going to come out right then and there. I'm not going to wait all this time later and act like everything was good. No, speak your mind and tell the truth. And don't be over here don't be Carlying us either. Don't be Carlying us either. We don't need no more lies out here because they're already not taking us serious because we done lied and lied and lied. And then we smiling on mugshots like nothing happened. That's why I'm saying we have to be that example. That's the moral of the story. That's y'all girl. And that's it. So what I'm going to do from here, I actually have some more videos. This is separate from Lizzo. I wanted to talk about her briefly because I know that's what's going on right now. But I also wanted to talk about a video I saw on Kendra G's show. Y'all girl Kendra. I saw a video that I just thought was interesting as it related to a woman who husband had been with her for 26 years and he decided to step out on her with her own sister. So what I'm going to do is share my screen on that and let y'all watch this video that I came across. So let me bring this up real quick. And I appreciate y'all for being here. All right, but yep, shout out to y'all Lizzo lovers. I've never been a fan. I'm not going to talk about nobody's weight or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, when you a certain size yourself, you cannot be over here trying to talk about other people's size until you get yourself together. You got the money to do it. You have the resources. You got to make the time for what's most important in your life. Otherwise, you ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and share this Kendra G video, and I appreciate y'all for being here in the chat. Let's get into it.
Hello? It's you. We can't hear you, baby. I can't hear you.
She can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's your name? Is Sabrina?
Yes.
Sabrina, where you calling us from?
New York.
New York?
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York. How old are you?
I am 49. I just turned 49 June 20th.
Okay. 49 in the building.
Yeah.
Where you living?
Excuse me?
What's your job, honey?
I'm a daycare provider for 20 years.
Daycare provider. You have any children?
Yes, I have 5 children. They're all grown. My baby is 25.
Okay, what are all the ages?
25, 26, 28,
Give us those lottery numbers.
29 and 30.
Are they all by the same man?
No.
How many men?
3.
Three.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
Yeah, I was married. I just got a divorce 7 years ago.
Okay, 7 years ago. Sabrina, what's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. So this is Sabrina, New York, upstate, a daycare provider, Gemini, 5 kids, was married once.
Yeah, for, let's see, 26 years.
Okay, married for 26 years, divorced though now. Why'd y'all get divorced after 26 years?
Oh, caught my husband cheating.
How'd you catch him?
I caught him. Actually, it wasn't good. It was with my sister.
Are you with your sister?
Yes, after I moved her up here to help her out, and I was working the night shift. I was a nurse then, and he was a Jamaican. So, yeah.
Did you beat your sister up?
I'm gonna stop it right there. The reason for that is because one thing she said, he was a Jamaican, and sometimes I've heard this. I know some Jamaicans myself, some Jamaican men myself, but I'm not going to stereotype all of them. I'm not going to do that because that's like stereotyping all black people. We are not all the same. I'm not going to stereotype, and I really hate this chord tonight, but I'm not going to stereotype anybody together. We cannot lump a group of people together. So I'm not going to say all Jamaicans are the same. Okay? I'm not going to say that. That would be rude of me to do that at the end of the day. So she said, oh, he's a Jamaican. But you knew that before you got with him. If you had those stereotypes, you had it before you got with him. That's the first thing. Another thing I paid attention to is that he was working the night shift, y'all, that graveyard shift. And what comes with that can sometimes be some mess. It can sometimes be some mess if a man has needs. In this case, you move your sister in because she needed your help. This is what I'm talking about. You have to make sure you have boundaries, even with family sometimes. You're moving in your sister with your husband while you're not there. And what do you think is going to be going on? Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's nighttime, and that's just what went down. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality we live in, where you cannot trust these folks. Kiki Sheard, or as she likes to be called now, Kiera Sheard, was talking about this, where she said how whenever her friends come into town, she does not want her friends, female friends specifically, she doesn't want them staying in her house. She'll get a hotel for them first before she allows them to stay in the house with her husband. And I understand that. Because wires can be crossed, but people have to have discipline. If you can't have discipline with your own in-laws, what? That's baffling to me. But we're going to continue this. It's just the fact that she kind of named some red flags from the get-go, but don't pay attention to it because you think it's family, so they get a pass. But that's a lie.
No, I wanted to, but I was on my way to church, and I knew he was doing something, but yeah, I found out. I moved her in here. I was working the night shift, and yeah.
So what happened with that? What happened with you and your sister?
Actually, I was going to church that morning, and I got a text from her, and she just texted me and told me that yeah, she told me that, and yeah, I was upset with her.
Where are you guys at now in your relationship?
Well, she tries to talk to me because my other sister, me and my sister, we share the same mom and dad, but my sister that passed away, she was sending a text to me that morning, and she was trying to tell me that she had to tell me that she still loved me. And she sent the text through me that I should know that she's in love with my husband or whatever. But whatever the fact was, that she was just trying to tell me that she still cares about me or whatever. But I never talked to her. I never talked to her, but she wanted to talk to me. But that was the text that I was getting from her. But she was wanting to move in with my husband, and my husband was telling, at that time I had put him out because he had texted me. He texted her but the text came to me. The text said something about where is he? Because at that time my sister was married to her husband, but he was sending a text to her saying that is he still asleep? But the text came to me, and I came outside to ask him who is he texting.
I had to stop that right there because ooh wee with those text messages, you got to be careful who you sending messages to because sometimes you can be typing so fast to be like, oh, I sent something to somebody else, and even if you hit that undo, because you know you Apple keep adding all these different features to make sure that you can be more and more sneaky on these messages. But let's say you hit that undo button, but still, honey, ooh wee, it's just too much. It's better to be truthful with your significant other than to be out here playing games and then have to come up with lies. Because as soon as you tell one lie, you're gonna have to keep on telling lies to cover them lies up. I'm telling you, ooh wee.
And he was like, I didn't text you. I said, yes, you did, because I was in my office. And when I came outside, he said he was talking about the little boy that I was taking care of. Is it your bedtime? But he didn't realize that the text came to me. And when I went to get his phone, he took the phone and he smashed it on the ground because there was more text he was texting me, but that text came to me.
Ain't no way.
And come to find out, he was talking about her husband. So that's how I found out. But I knew I knew something was going on because before that happened, a week before that, there were some pills that came to my house, and my best friend was telling me that, you know, you're his wife, so you can check the mail that came in. So there was some blue pills that came, and she told me to open the mail. So when I opened the mail, there was some pills that came, and she said, check them, those pills. She said, check them and open them and see if they're blue pills. And I said, I'm not going to check his mail because that's illegal to check his pills. So when I opened the bag, I opened up the pills because first I shook them, and she said, check and see if those pills are blue. So I opened the bag, and sure enough, they were blue pills. I didn't know what blue pills were. They were Viagra pills. So I knew there was something going on in my marriage between me and my husband, but it's my sister is like a, what do you call it? Nympho? Like those people like that. So she does have an illness, but that's what it was. It was that he was sleeping with my sister. But anyways.
So you got a divorce from him. So I just want to be clear. So are you and your sister, did you forgive her? Y'all spent Thanksgivings together? Like, what is the current relationship with your sister?
He's with her. He's with her now.
They ended up together?
Yeah. But the thing about,
ma'am, your sister ended up with your ex-husband. Ain't no way. That'll be a sister of mine. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if we're related by blood. That blood will be cut short. That blood will be cut short. There's nothing else to communicate about. I'm not going to be seeing you at the family events. I'm not going to be checking on you. You're not going to be checking on me because the communication is blocked. Like the Red Sea, it's divided. I'm not about to be doing that. I'm not. There's no way. There's no strength in me. I can forgive you. Yes, I can forgive you because that's what Jesus told us to do. However, I am not going to sit up here and act like I could just be out here at the family reunion kicking it with you and my ex-husband, your now boo. Wow.
how it was, everybody in my town knew that he was with her. I didn't know because how I run my business used to be 24/7. Right now it's not 24/7. I used to work 7 days a week. I have assistants, I have workers. My husband was a Jamaican, so I had to, I helped my husband get up on his feet. First, when I met him, he was like a farm worker. So I helped him get up on his feet. My sister was in South Carolina because I initially came from South Carolina. I was born in New York. I was born here. So when I came here from New York, my mom, when I was born here, I was here. My mom left when I was 5 years old. I moved to South Carolina. I moved to Florida, but I came back here at 25. So when I moved here, my mom was still in South Carolina. So by
Too
me being in
much.
South Carolina at 25, by me being in South Carolina, come back at 25, my brothers and sisters were still in South Carolina. My mom was in South Carolina. My mom got sick. I moved my mom back up here. But before I moved my mom to New York, my sister was back we're only like 2 years apart. My sister was in South Carolina and she was doing bad. She was on drugs. So my mom asked me, she said, Sabrina, can you move your sister to New York because she's doing bad. She's on drugs. So I moved my sister here to help her out. I was working the night shift. So when I moved my sister back here and I was working the night shift, my mom was worried about her. So while I was working the night shift, it was my husband here and my sister here. That's where all that stuff happened when I moved my sister here to help my mom, to let my mom stop worrying about my sister. That's where the relationship started at with my sister and my husband. So helping her out.
Whew,
But I
too
remember
much.
as us being young, when I was in South Carolina, she would always try to take my boyfriend as a
So
young.
I'm gonna ask this question clear. So your ex-husband, do you have any kids together, you and your ex-husband?
No, none of my kids were his.
Okay. So what is the current 2023, your dynamic with your sister and your ex-husband? Did you forgive them and y'all all spend holidays together? What is the current state? I'm just asking.
No, we don't. No, we don't even. Now, if I see her, I'll say hi or whatever. But we don't. She want to be close to me, but I won't be close to her.
That has to be crazy. I'm so sorry you went through all that.
Yeah. Even now, like to this day, she'll send me texts, hi, sissy, or whatever. And I don't, I'll say hi to her, whatever, but we're not.
Okay, well, let's keep going. So Sabrina, New York, Gemini 49, runs a dishes daycare provider. She was once married. What kind of man you looking for now, honey?
Someone that's loyal, nice, kind, understanding, trusting, like myself.
And I'll stop you right there, ma'am, because what I'm going to say is this real quick. I'm really tired of how we come up with these lists, right? We come up with these lists of these generic items. Kind, smart, loyal, all of these different generic attributes that most people really should have. I shouldn't have to tell you that I want somebody who's kind, because most people, when you're starting to date somebody, most people present themselves to be just that. Kind, smart, loyal. Everybody is showing their best self. So I really get tired when women give these generic traits of what they want, knowing that most people with some common sense, which is not too common, but most people should have those generic traits. We act like that's too hard to find out here. Why are we giving these generic traits that literally everybody should have? You shouldn't have to ask for that. People should know off the rip that you're looking for somebody who's kind and loyal or respectful. Huh? And you can say all this all you want, but still, depending on what kind of finesser you get, if you're going to get a finesser, then they just going to be that for a little bit, for that 90-day trial, see what's going on, reap the benefits, and be going about their business, because you just spilled the beans, you spilled the tea, you spilled the beans and all of that when you mentioned how you built up the previous man. You built up the previous man. He was a farm worker. So you took him as he was. So most men or most boys are looking at that like, hey, you built him up. You work with him from the ground up. So how are you going to come with all these requirements now about what you want, what you're looking for? You didn't look all these requirements up in this previous man. You didn't look for that then. So don't be coming to me with this specific list now. That's how people are thinking. But I'm just so tired of people with the generics. Be as specific as possible if you want that specific man. I'm just saying, you have to really be careful with what you asking for. You say good sense. I'm gonna say it when I hear a comment until I see it catch on. Whew. Make it make sense, y'all.
Okay, what's some deal breakers?
Cheating. Yeah, dishonest. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
'Cause
hard it is very hard for me to trust, but I know that I can't. It's very hard for me now because I really, really trusted him. He was to me, he was a good man. He was a good provider. Even with the 5 kids that I raised, he helped raise those kids because when I met him, they were young. My kids, all 5 of my kids, they were very young kids.
respectfully so, that was a horrible situation. Do you think you are healed from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The new guy, does he have to look a certain way?
No.
No. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
No.
Okay.
No, to me, it's like I feel like if I'm bringing steak, lobster, shrimp to the table, I don't want him bringing crumbs. Like, I feel like I feel like the new man would, how you say it, just be well-rounded.
Be well-rounded.
And I like the way she put that, right? About being well-rounded. Being well-rounded. And I agree with you, Chavis. She definitely not healed. I agree. Because when she was explaining how she didn't want a man that cheated on her, she was like, the eye roll, the head shake, a head nod. That was a good indication that no, she's not healed from that. But in regards to what she mentioned about how she wants a man who's well-rounded, I agree. I want the same thing because I'm a well-rounded woman, so I would like a well-rounded man in regards to not just working a job, but actually having additional extracurricular activities that is keeping him busy. I don't want a man myself, just talking personally, a man who works a job, let's say a 9 to 5, and then the rest of the night on social media. That's not my desire because that's not what I do. I'm actually working, I'm tutoring, I'm teaching, I'm doing different things behind the scenes so I can stay busy and grind now so I can relax later. So I agree with what she's saying about the fact that she wants a well-rounded man. But let's jump back a little bit because she said she was a nurse, but she didn't know what blue pills look like. So who you nursing? Who you nursing? The blind? Because they cannot see exactly what you're doing. It just don't make no sense. Let's continue this show.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh. I have on big pajamas, so I don't know if you could you see me?
We can see you. I can see your legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in my office.
Sabrina, when was your last relationship? Was it your marriage?
Yes.
All right. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I tried a relationship like 6 years ago.
So you haven't had sex in 6 years?
Yeah.
And when you got divorced 7 years ago?
Yeah. I tried. Actually, my sister took me out and yeah, I tried. And what's so weird about it? It was crazy because it was right after my husband where I like kind of cried, and it was actually worse because I tried a relationship where and my best friend told me, she's a minister, she was like, I probably shouldn't have did that because I kind of told this guy about what my husband did and thinking that what my husband did, he would not hurt me like my husband did. And actually, I put up with way worse things with this man that I would never put up with my husband.
And this is the reason why I was telling her, or just telling y'all, that I would have told her on the show, is that you're doing the same thing here. You're telling the man exactly what your ex has done wrong to you, right? You said he cheated on you with with your sister and all of this. And at the end of the day, this is the reason why you're getting the same results. And it was a rebound relationship. It was a year later after she got the divorce from her husband. So you're not healed. You're not healed. I got out of a relationship. I was in a 1-year relationship, and it's taken me, a year plus to be able to heal from that, especially when you think you're going to be with somebody forever. You think this and think that, but God obviously has a different plan for you. It takes time. You have to get the healing done. So I say, literally, you have to figure out what that timeline looks like. You can't just go through 1 year of something and even put a time limit on it. That's another thing. You cannot put a time limit on how long you think it's going to take for you to heal, because it's a case by case basis. It depends on how involved you were in that relationship and how invested you were. So I don't think she's healed from this. I don't think so. You really need to take your time, because you put 26 years in and you just think that 6 years of whatever you were doing, whether it was therapy or what you were doing, you said talking to your minister girlfriend, but look, you need to get some external help as well.
Real quick, is it the same sister that because you said something like your sister you went out with your sister? Was it the same one that was sleeping with your husband?
So I tried okay.
No, wait, Sabrina, hold on. Answer this question clearly.
Okay.
You said at the beginning of that story that you went out with your sister. We want to know, was that the same sister that was sleeping with your husband?
No, so that was 7 years ago. Me and my husband wasn't together. We were done. And I got in a relationship.
And you guys are done because he slept with your sister, right?
Right.
Okay.
And you asked me, was I in another relationship? Right. Yes. So I got in another relationship with somebody else. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you about another relationship that I tried after my husband.
I understand that. But in the beginning of that story, you mentioned your sister again. So I'm gonna let it go. But
no, this is another sister.
That's all I was asking. Was it a different
sister?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different sister.
Okay.
No,
all right. So that relationship didn't last that long because he wasn't a good guy either.
Right. Okay. And what I'm saying, it was worse, where I'm like, I tried it and I'm like,
well, I don't know if anything's worse than sleeping with your sister and then leaving you to be with your sister. There's worse than that.
No, that was worse. No, what I did was because I've been in that relationship and that I've been in that marriage for so long. I get in another relationship and it's like I didn't want to be alone again. So what I did was took a lot to not be alone again. And my sister was telling me, my other sister was telling me, this is a sister that is not by my father. I mean, not by my mother. This sister was telling me, wow, you didn't even take that from your husband, but you took more of hurt from this man that you didn't even take from that. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's what happens when you're not healed. That's what happens when you're not healed. You're going to be able to, your tolerance level is a little higher, I guess, in her case, because her husband did this to her. She said, okay, another man's giving me attention after all these years. Let me go ahead and say, hey, I'll give you the time of day. You can do whatever you want. And that's when that happens. And like Ponce Tech was saying, shout out to you. You said, did you really care about your man's needs if you work the night shift? Hello, exactly. That's what I was saying. I'm like, you working a night shift and you talk about your husband understands that. What he doing in the meantime is what I want to know. So that's the question of the day. Yeah.
So it was weird of not being alone where you didn't even tolerate that. You know what I'm saying? Because with this one thing that your husband did, all these things in this 6 years you took, and you didn't even take that from him. It was crazy.
Okay.
Now I'm back to finding myself. It's just, yeah.
It's a lot. Did you go to therapy to kind of unpackage all this?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sabrina, why would a guy be lucky to be with you, honey?
Why would a guy be what?
Lucky to be with you.
Because I'm caring, I'm trusting, I'm loyal.
Okay.
And that doesn't sell anybody. If I was a man, that wouldn't sell me. This is what I'm saying. You have to look at when somebody asks you why should somebody be with you, You need to look at it like an elevator pitch. You need to look at it like an elevator pitch, and just these generic characteristics is not doing anything for anybody. I'm sorry, it's really not. I'm caring, I'm trustworthy. What's so unique about you? Nobody has your fingerprint but you. There's no copies of you. So the question is, what makes you unique? That's what I have to ask. And that's just for anybody out here who's dating. Why are you so different from the man down the street? There has to be something special about you other than the fact that you are caring and trustworthy and loyal. That's not going to do it nowadays. What else? We want to be so specific with what we desire. We didn't say that we're just looking for a caring, trustworthy man, right? Like whatever you presented yourself to be when she asked that question about why are you so special, then you need to make sure that that's the same kind of man you're looking for, because you cannot be adding more adjectives to describe that man than you can describe yourself when you're with yourself every single day.
Yeah. What's this, Sabrina? Do you want him to be in New York?
Do I want to what?
Do you want him to be in New York?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. You're 49. What's the age range you would date?
50 to like 55, 56. Okay. Yeah.
56. How can the guy reach out to you, baby?
Listen to this, y'all.
Is it Brina Camp? Brina Camp?
Bria Camp?
Brina Camp.
Brina Camp.
Yeah.
Brina Camp. All right. Well, Brina Camp, how do you spell it? Because your name is Sabrina.
Is it Brina Camp at Yahoo or no?
Are you giving us your email address?
No, it's Brina Camp. It's Brina Camp. BRINA.
What is this on? Brina Camp where? Instagram, Facebook?
Huh?
Oh my goodness.
It's Brina Camp at yahoo.com.
So you want to give out your email address?
Yeah.
You don't have an Instagram or a Facebook?
I have both.
This is why
is it Sabrina Camp?
Too old to be on this.
Girlfriend, you don't know your own Facebook or Instagram?
No, I have a lot. No, I have a lot of them. That's why I'm asking her.
Well, I'm asking you directly. You don't know your own Facebook or Instagram?
I have Instagram, don't I?
Oh my goodness. And you looking for a man on Kendra?
It's Sabrina Camp. Brina Camp at yahoo.com, right?
That's the email address, honey. Now I'm asking you, do you have, if you want to give out your email address, that's fine. But the question is, do you have Facebook or Instagram? Do you have those things? Do you not know?
Is Brina, what is it?
Sabrina.
Yeah.
How come you don't know your own Facebook name?
Because I have an assistant that sets my stuff up. That's what I'm saying.
What? So you don't check? Sabrina, that's fine. What's your email? Give your email. Give your email.
All right, we're gonna stop with this right here. Let me pause this on my side. That's the first Kendra G show I'm showing y'all tonight. And then there's one more where basically this woman called in. She's a therapist and she was dating a married man. And the married man, who is now her ex, ended up calling on Kendra G's show before her. So I want y'all to take a look at this one as well. She's a therapist. All right. Let's get into the show real quick. I appreciate y'all for being here.
Hello. Hey. Hi. What's your name, baby?
My name is Chris, and I go by Juice.
You want me to call you Juice?
That's fine, yes, ma'am.
Juice, where are you calling us from, Juice?
I'm also in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that was my ex earlier.
Who was your ex?
Masig, the one that was married.
9, about to be 10.
All right, by the same woman?
Nah, separate. I'm divorced.
When did you get divorced?
Technically we still together, but I'm separated.
All right, call me back when you're divorced.
I've been divorced, and my mom's divorced, but I just haven't went through with the paperwork yet. But I've been in multiple.
So when the paperwork is signed off of, call us back.
All right. Then.
Well, why he says he's still married?
Because it's not his fault. He's waiting for the paperwork to be signed. So I mean, they did.
Oh, you're not the wife.
No, girl.
So you dated him while he was married?
Technically, yeah.
And so why'd y'all break up?
Because he a Bengals fan.
What?
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Are you an opposite fan of the opposite team?
I'm a Titans fan.
You're a Titans fan.
Yes, ma'am.
So y'all broke up because he's a Bengals fan?
That's my side. It's not necessarily the truth.
What would be his side?
Mm-hmm.
So how long were you dating him while he's been married?
I think we was together for maybe 2 years, I think.
So he's been going through a separation for 2 years?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And the only problem is his wife signing the paperwork?
That's what he's waiting on, yes, ma'am.
You can vouch for that, like you met his wife before, you met her?
Yeah, but she can't be served. Like she can't be found right now to be served.
They had kids, right?
They have a son together, yes, ma'am. He has his son full time.
Oh, he has his son full time.
Mm-hmm.
Good child. So, and when did y'all break up?
In 2021, I think.
Oh, you broke up like 2 years ago.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So now, did you see him on the show tonight, and you just so happened? So you saw him
because he needs somebody.
Well, y'all broke up 2 years ago. How do you know what he needs?
Well, we communicate here and there.
Are y'all still stay in contact?
Yeah, we're still friends. We're just not together.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Child.
These friends, y'all don't want to get me started with this. Y'all don't want to get me started with this about the friends. We just friends now. No, I don't accept demotion. I don't, because like I said, if I come in to a job as the CEO, why am I now being demoted to the janitor? It don't work that way for me. It's not logical. I'm not about to give you these privileges that you once had. Privileges that I once had, I no longer have. So I'm just not going to be able to accept that position anymore. That's just how I see it, because when you become somebody's girlfriend, somebody's significant other, you get certain privileges. What happens after you're no longer their significant other? You're just a friend. You get demoted. You get a removal of those certain privileges. And how are you going to act like that? Because you're thinking like, keep that same energy. What I once got, I should still be able to get. It's really complicated to stay in one lane when you were used to being in another lane. You get what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand that. That's why I just like, I need to understand the logic. No, I need to understand the lack of logic that y'all have. Y'all got a lack of logic thinking that it's okay to be friends with these folks at your own risk. But when you got another significant other come into the picture, you're going to have to remove that person out your life. And then you can act like they're just a friend. They've never been your ex, but that stuff will come back to bite you in the behind if you let it. It's just a matter of time. As we say, what happens in the dark comes to light.
The ex-girlfriend done seen her ex-boyfriend on the show. Now she on the show. Well, we had to hang out with him because he was married. Are you married to anybody?
Oh, no, I've never been married.
Never been married. All right, Juice. Where you calling us from, honey?
Cincinnati.
Juice had the juice and the tea. What do you know? Cincinnati. And how old are you again?
I'm 32.
32. What do you do for a living?
I'm a therapist.
You're a therapist? You're a therapist?
I am. I work with couples.
Don't get me wrong. I would not think a therapist would date a married man.
Well, when we got together, I didn't know that he was married, but he did explain the situation. So I was able to meet her. I don't really know what the holdup is now. At the time, they did file the paperwork and they were going through it, but I don't know what happened with that.
Well, you said that they can't get a divorce because he can't find her.
Well, she can't be served now, but at the time it was, oh yeah, we're doing this, but it just didn't get done. Okay.
You're a couples therapist. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
When's your birthday?
May 14.
Okay. I'm a Taurus too. Juice Cincinnati, 32, Taurus, couples therapist. You have any children?
I do. I have a 14-year-old son.
Okay. All right, Juice. What kind of man are you looking for, honey?
I have my list. Is that okay if I read it?
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
I'm looking for an alpha male who is tall, dark-skinned, left-handed, with nice teeth, emotionally regulated, and who is a Christian. All of that. Mm-hmm. All of it. All of it, Miss Kendra. All of it.
Read it one more time.
I would like an alpha male who is tall, at least 6'2", dark skin, left-handed, with nice teeth, who is emotionally regulated, and who is a Christian.
You're a couples therapist.
I am.
What would you say to yourself if you was on the couch?
About what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
That is specific and detailed, and anyone who doesn't meet the criteria just doesn't get picked.
This is why I say that just because somebody's going to therapy does not, I repeat, does not mean that they got their stuff together. And in this case, she a therapist, so she knows she don't think she don't need, you know she don't think she'll need no therapy, okay? You know she don't think she needs some therapy. Hey, yo, what the F? Right. Shout out to Joker Nutty Nate for being here. Ooh. She said, alpha male, tall, dark. Well, for the tall part, she said at least 6'2", but Kendra didn't even ask her how tall is she. That's what I want to know. But at least 6'2". But remember, what's the last thing she said on her list, y'all? Christian. She put that in order of importance. She put that in order of importance, y'all. Look, alpha male, 6'2", dark skin, this, that, left-handed. Left-handed, y'all. That's the first time I ever heard somebody put a preference on what hand is the more dominant hand, y'all. I never heard of this before. But that's what she's come up with as her list. And she said if she was a client of herself, she would be happy with that person creating that list because it's detailed. Can you believe this? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, talking about if you can't find a person, then keep on looking. You go, look, 32, you're 32 now. The next time you're going to do a check-in with Kendra G, you're going to be, look, with them cats or with them dogs. I'm telling you, by yourself.
So if he was right-handed, he's out.
No, that's a preference. Like me wanting a left-handed man is a preference.
Oh, you said it on the list like it was a requirement. That's why I was really stepping.
Oh, no, ma'am. I would like that. I would love it. If he needed if he met everything.
Why?
I would really love
Why,
that.
y'all?
Tall and dark skin, is that non-negotiable or that's not negotiable?
The height is not negotiable. No,
6'2" is not, is there a money requirement to this?
Depending on how many kids he has. If he's single with maybe one kid, $75,000 would do because it's kind of expensive to live here. Mm-hmm. But if he has multiple children off $75,000, that's probably not going to be enough.
We'll just stay with $75,000. Okay. So how many men have you met that have your list and make $75,000?
Not my whole list. I can't meet nobody left-handed.
Maybe you should get rid of that requirement.
Maybe I should. Maybe. That's a hope, though.
Take it off left-handed. We're going to take it off left-handed.
I think she's trolling for
but
real.
Everything else, $75,000, let's just say he has one kid in your list. How many men have you met?
Quite a few.
Why are you not with them?
Because they're not emotionally regulated.
Then that means they're not on your list then. I said how many men on your list that gave me your list that meet your requirement, and that's on your list. So then that means he wouldn't be a person that you met, right?
Oh, no. Are you talking about now or men?
I'm talking about now, around this world. Your list, $75,000. How many men do you know that meet that requirement?
I don't know any. That's why I came on the show. I haven't been looking to date for the past 2 years.
Not the smart comments.
Also, for the past 2 years, when men have been approaching you, just been rebuking it.
Yes, ma'am, because I wasn't healed myself. I wasn't ready to date.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Liars. I don't like liars. I don't like to be lied to. I don't like unmotivated men. And I don't like men that are not emotionally regulated.
Okay. I think I understand. A person that can control their emotions is what you're saying, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Like an impulsive person, like says things when they get upset that they can't take back. Stuff like that, like saying hurtful stuff.
Okay. You kind of already got to the description. You said he has to be 6'2".
No, he just has to be 6 feet, 6 feet or taller. I would prefer 6'2", but
Okay, 6 feet or taller.
Mhm.
And then you said tall and dark. Those are preferences.
Yes.
Money we got too early too. You said 75K. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, don't talk about me because I ain't got no clothes on.
Why don't you have no clothes on?
Well, I'm not like dressed.
You're fully covered. What are you talking about?
Like I'm not dressed. I just got on like house stuff. Like,
No, you look good. Your body looks good.
thank you.
Look good. All right. So was that guy your last relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last guy you dated was a married man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't have to answer. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
2 years ago with my ex.
Oh, with him. And you guys still talk?
We're still friends, yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on, Juice?
I'm gonna say my tolerance, Miss Kendra, because the moment I feel like somebody's gonna have me messed up, I'm out of there. I don't really do second chances. And let me see. I'm stubborn too.
You're stubborn?
Of course. I'm a Taurus. I'm a true Taurus. I'm real stubborn.
You're true. Okay. True. Yeah. And that's just 2?
That I can think of. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't really know anything else left that I need to work on that someone's told me. I'm willing if someone tells me I need to work on something.
Okay. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm encouraging. I am a good listener and I'm supportive.
You're supportive.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's the age range you would date? You're 32.
I want to say like 35 to like 40.
35 to 40. Does he have to be in Cincinnati?
Not necessarily, no, ma'am.
Could he have kids?
Yes, ma'am. But can I put a cap on that? Can I put that on the list?
What you want to put on the list? What you want to say about that?
Like 2 kids is it. I can't do no more than that.
2 kids. Do you want more kids yourself?
So I've never had, I don't have birth children. My son is my birth son. Okay. So I would like to have kids, but I mean, if it don't happen, it just don't happen.
Okay. Do you have an adopted child?
Yes, ma'am. He's 14.
He's what?
He's 14.
He's 14, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Drew, Cincinnati, 32, Taurus, couples therapist. What are the number 1 issues couples have with you when they come? I know you.
I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what's number 1 complaint couples have when they come to you? Is there a number 1 complaint? Communication. Mm-hmm. Okay. 35 to 40.
Preferably, yes.
All right. And just for the hell of it, read the list of requirements again.
Miss Kendra, you already told me how to take some stuff off of here.
Yes, we took off left-handed. Let's hear the rest of it again. Yes, we're taking off left-handed. Now that is just ridiculous.
Okay. Well, can I add something else?
Sure. Add a unicorn if you want. I mean, okay. I asked you at the end of the day, I like to ask questions. You said yourself you have never met a man with all those requirements. That's what you said.
I haven't. But I want to.
Okay.
That's too much.
I mean, reality speaks to you. What do you want me to do? I don't know you from anything. I'm just asking questions, and I'm trying to give you questions that can lead you to answers. Couples therapist.
I know.
Isn't that what you do? Therapy just ask a lot of questions, and they help you guide you to your own answers. Isn't that how it usually works?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Well, you go deeper.
It depends on what the issue is, yes, ma'am. With couples, yes, ma'am. I do ask some questions and kind of see what they want, what their desired outcome is, but they'll tell me. I just pretty much listen and mediate the conversation.
Okay. So you think you're legitimate? You think your list is fine? Like that's not too much to ask?
No, I never said it wasn't too much to ask. It's very specific.
Okay.
That if I meet somebody with all these characteristics, that's my husband. But if I don't, then I guess I can work on what I have to work with.
Stop. We're going to stop you right there. You know why? Because you haven't found it yet. Why do you think that person, literally you told, and this is the thing about lists, once again, you have told that person all that you desire, right? And it was more so physical than anything else to a certain extent. Nice teeth. I mean, I understand certain things you desire. I understand nobody with a messed up grill. I do understand that. However, at the end of the day, all of these things, the 6 feet, I talk about that all the time. I talk about the 6-pack, the 6 figures, and how all that stuff could come in looking one way, but at the end of the day, it can be reversed. 6 feet, you can get in an accident tomorrow, amputated. 3 feet, do the division, ma'am, do the math. 6 figures can get fired tomorrow. What you got in them 401ks, IRAs, okay? And then also the 6-pack can go 6 flats. I'm telling you, y'all, it's an aesthetic. It's hard to keep up with sometimes. That's why I say you put so much preference on the peripheral. What you see on the outside is going to be a mess in the long run. But I want to give a shout out to my brother really quick, Dre. I appreciate you for supporting me tonight. He said, hey, yo, support sis. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, and I got to check out your video about why you haven't been on these YouTube streets, but I know you've probably been on vacation, enjoying your life, because it's all about balance, y'all. It's all about balance. So I appreciate your love, appreciate the support. Thank you for the $5, bro. All right, let's continue this as we talk about her list, because she thinks she's going to find it. I can't wait to hear her update on the Kendra G show at some point in time. Hopefully sooner than later when she gets that reality check, because therapists need therapists as well. Seriously, she needs some help, because it's not acceptable for her to be counseling couples when she's not in a relationship. Just saying, I'm not gonna be counseling no couples if I'm not in a relationship. Just can't do it.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I'm not gonna make you read it again. You gave it some.
I
don't mind. You want to? Go ahead. Sure.
But can I say the left-handed? I gotta take that off.
Listen, it's your world. You listen. It's your world. It's your life. Can I just break down why is left-handed important?
Because it's different, actually. And my father's left-handed, and he's a really good man. And I want somebody that's like my dad. I mean, I know left-handed ain't really my dad, but I just think that they think differently.
Wow.
Okay, there is a truth to left-handedness and the brain connection, but you don't have to read it again. But if you want to read it again, you can. I already made you read it twice.
No, I don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like an alpha male who's tall, dark-skinned, left-handed, with nice teeth, who's emotionally regulated, and who's a Christian.
And $75K is the bare minimum.
If he has children, yes, ma'am. Because the cost of living is just expensive.
So really, if he has 2 children or more, he has to make how much?
Like 6 figures.
Okay.
Because like if you're an active parent who's purchasing things, kids are expensive.
Understand. All right, sweetheart. How could the guy reach out to you, baby?
My Instagram at @youngthundercat_.
Young is that at the bottom? Is it?
Yes, Kendra is at the bottom because it says Juice IG. But we're gonna take a look at the IG real quick to see what this Christian woman has on her Instagram page, y'all. I hope y'all ready for Young Thundercat. Let's take a look at Young Thundercat so we can see what's going on, y'all. Let's look in the bio before we go over here snooping around at these different photos. But let's look at the bio. Marriage and family therapist, says a woman who ain't married and, whatever. I'll just be quiet. But she's not married, so she shouldn't be no marriage therapist. I don't understand that. We can get the credentials, but it's about their real life experience that makes a difference. Also, she said maybe IT. Maybe she's a IT professional or something like that. I don't know. But what do we detect here, y'all? What do I see right here? It's called a Bible verse. And of course, the favorite non-Christian woman's Bible chapter, Proverbs. The book of Proverbs is the famous and favorite verse, or favorite book, should I say, for the non-Christian women. Non-Christian women, let me say that again. Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, specifically the 31st chapter. Proverbs 31:25. And the question I have for y'all men in the chat is, do y'all really think y'all gonna be looking in the bio when you see what's on this screen here? Y'all going to the bio to read that she's a Christian woman, or are you gonna be scrolling down to see what else she is selling on her page? Because I don't think she's selling the marriage and family therapist. She's selling that I got something in the back that I want you to see. That's the first thing that would anybody's eyes is going to go directly towards that particular area. But let's take a look at Proverbs 31:25. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to read you the verse to let you know what she thinks of herself. With Proverbs 31:25, the verse says, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. But I'm going to reverse that. She is unclothed with strength and dignity. She will be laughed at the days to come. Because there's no way, as I share my other screen, there's no way that you talk about you are clothed. Where is strength and dignity in these photos, y'all? Where is the clothing of strength and dignity? Right? Where is the clothing of strength and dignity, y'all? And the thing I have a problem with is that, okay, let's say you are blessed in certain areas, right? You are blessed in certain areas, but you see yourself in the mirror every day. So the question I have for you is, why do you think that other people need to see it as well? It's obviously not getting you the men that you ever so desire on your whole alpha male, dark-skinned, 6'2" Christian list. Nice grill Christian list. It's not getting you the man you desire. I feel like if you were really clothed with that strength and that dignity, Juice, because why is your nickname Juice if you ain't giving nothing out? Why is your nickname Juice if you ain't giving it out? Because I wouldn't want to be called no Juice, because people would think that I'm a freak somewhere. But anyway, Proverbs 31:25, she's clothed with strength and dignity. Your girl Juice here. And I'm saying that get rid of this photo right here. If I can help you clean up your page, I will tell you get rid of this photo right here. Yes, I would. Keep this if you want to, because it's not showing as much. That should be okay, maybe, to keep that one. I wouldn't have it up there per se, I guess, but I don't have no bathing suit pictures on my page anyway. But what I'm saying at the end of the day is I would take this one off. This is okay, but at the end of the day, pick which one you want to show. You want to show legs, you want to show boobs. You got to pick which one. But to me, I just wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't put that out there myself. I know you want to be a little sexy, but show off one leg or something like that. But you got to be kind of, you say you clothed with strength and dignity. I don't think this is giving strength and dignity. This is giving I wanted all them likes. And then this one got to go. If you claiming to be this Christian woman now, if you claiming to be this Christian woman because you got it in the bio, then you want to make sure your page looks like that. So I would get rid of this one. I would get rid of this one too. Maybe have a side view where not both legs are showing. That's my opinion. And I would definitely get rid of this one. Y'all, come on now. How many likes did you get on this one? Well, it don't even say. But here you go with the comments. Sheesh. And, a bunch of more comments down here. Cheeks and all this stuff. And that's what you want people to see. And I don't think you're attracting a Christian man with that. Because I'm telling you, you may attract a Christian man with that, but I don't know if that's going to convert to marriage, considering somebody who is a marriage and family therapist. That's my review of her Instagram page. Like, literally, I go to my own page right now on IG, which I will, just to say that on my own page, I'm not showing off all of this extra stuff. I'm just trying to show y'all an example, right? I don't even post on Instagram on my personal page, y'all. Y'all can follow me here, though, if y'all don't already. Appreciate that. But on my personal page, y'all, like, I have the leg out here. I'm not showing all this extra stuff out here. Like, you can see a little bit of stomach here if you want to claim that to be something you can see. It's so small you can't see it. But all I'm saying is a little leg out. You ain't got to have all that stuff out. I'm just trying to let you know that you don't have to do all that to get attention, right? And I had some selfies back in the day, pictures of different things, but you'll never see anything provocative. Okay, I got a little bit of shoulder out here, but that's it. I'm not showing shoulder and legs. You have to pick your choice as to what you're trying to show. But I was more of a selfies girl at one point in time, but I'm not doing all that posting right now because I don't need to get all that attention from men. That's not my goal. That's not my goal. I'm not trying to attract that type of guy. So that's why I'm letting you know, as somebody, I'm not the pot calling the kettle black, because I'm showing you pictures here today to let you know I'm not doing all that to get attention. So you should try to do that as well. You should try to follow that formula. And shout out to Ron Isley, of course. Okay, just had to shout him out real quick. Yes, anyway, let me continue. My main thing here is that, thank you, KL. I appreciate that. I'm glad I get the approval that literally I'm not trying to show all that off, because I don't think it's necessary to do so. Thank you, Kojak, as well. I appreciate you. And shout out to Eric for being here. I appreciate you. Say all that I see, that sis, is for the streets. It's for the streets. I don't know what man says in their right mind, that's wife material. I want to understand the logic. I want to understand. I would love to hear from men one day who think it's acceptable to Men are like, it's hilarious. But I would like to think about what men think is acceptable for a woman to be showing all that skin off because she's showing it while she's single. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as light switch energy. So in other words, if you are showing off all this stuff now, you can't make that woman stop showing it off later. Just because that's who she is. That's what she thinks is acceptable. I'm telling you, when that dopamine feels good, you're not going to want to stop it. And that's why I tell you, when I get into a relationship, even though I'm not posting anything provocative, anything like that, I would get off of social media except for Chelsea's Live Line because that's my business. But I wouldn't be on social media all the time because I know that you are tempted the most when you're in a relationship. When you're single, ain't nobody hitting you up like that. But when you're in a relationship, that's when people start hitting them likes all of a sudden. And hitting you, hey stranger, hey big head. I've heard it all, and it don't make me, it'll move me because I know who I have when I'm in a relationship. And shout out to everybody for the love. Shout out to Coach Harry for being here, smoking, talking, and building. I see y'all. And yeah, Ponce text said, teach these women how to be classy, please. See, hey, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to talk about that a little bit more because I'm just trying to show you the proof behind it. Men love classy. They love a woman who doesn't have to display all this, but she can be a freak in the sheets. Yes, she can, but they need to make sure that they see how she is in these streets, first and foremost. Shout out to Menelik for being here. I appreciate you. Not the flaming hot. I appreciate you. No Cheetos. Thank you, Chavis. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And of course, Dre, Dre always got something to say. He said, Chelsea about to have them Christian men in her DM saying, hey, want to go to church together? Yes, let's see what that church looks like. Let's see the energy of that church, because that's a big thing. I would like to see the church, to see how you have vetted the church that you actually participate and go to. I would love to see that, because every church is not built the same nowadays. Okay, Mona said it's the classiness for me. Thank you, Mona. Talking, coming from somebody who's classy themselves. I appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am, because we don't have to do all that. Shout out to Law. I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate you for being here. It's giving lukewarm. Yes, it is. Let's keep it real. He said, how does a Christian woman date a married man? Cricket. Talk about it. But yes, I appreciate y'all so much for being here, showing me love tonight. Let me get these crickets off my show. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. Thank you. Thank you for the love. I appreciate y'all as always. God willing, I will be on another episode of Chelsea's Live Line next Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. But until then, stay safe in these streets. Make sure you filter what you're watching with your eyes, what you're listening to with your ears, because everything out here is not meant to be digested, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually as well. Thank y'all so much for being here, and I'll see y'all next week for Chelsea's Live Line. Until then, peace.